Okay. So, I have done this training before. I change it up every single time. And when I'm done, I will make sure that everybody in here has access to the graphic that goes through every single step. Um, First of all, I wanted to thank everybody who's taking the time to be here tonight because summertime is insane. You guys are getting me totally like fresh faced tonight because I was up, swimming and watching my sons try to catch crawfish. We booked it home so that I could be here for this training. And while our job is like so flexible, right? Like we have time, we can work when we want to. There are some things that we have to prioritize. And, team training is definitely one for me. So hopefully you guys get something out of this. And thanks for being here tonight. Those who show up, go up, right? So when I'm going to talk to you guys about, building your team, bringing those frontline new team members in, everything I'm going to talk about, I literally have like blatantly stole for like 90%, I'm going to say. From, if you have read it, I think the book is called Go Pro or Network Marketing Pro by Eric Worre. And then Jessie Condor, she is in my downline, and she's been a real inspiration to me and my business. If you know who she is, seriously, she's fabulous. She's just so practical, and that really speaks to me. I'm a person who I need systems. I need like, where do I start? What do I do first? Really specific guidelines to get me going, because this doesn't just come second nature to me. And that's something I always talk about, particularly during team trainings, because it really is a case of like, if I can do this, anyone can do this. So walking up to someone and asking them to join my team is not something that just feels perfectly natural and comfortable to me. If you're like that, then maybe this training will speak to you. I'm going to give you 7 specific steps, 7 things you need to be doing every single month, right? This is not the type of business where you can work for 5 seconds and then walk away and then come back. The things you set in motion, you need to be keeping up with all the time. And so it's these systems that are going to help you maintain and build success, and then build on that success, and so on and so forth. So here we go. And again, if you guys have any specific questions, use the chat because I have everybody muted. So step 1, and you have heard this 5 bazillion times. You need a dream team list. What is a dream team list? The first time you write your dream team list, it's like all the people that you know that you think would be awesome at Posh. But as time goes on, that list should always be getting more people on it. I mean, like all the time, right? Because if you're reaching out to, 20 people a month, how long is that 100 people going to last you, right? 5 months. So you need to have a list of 50 to 100 names at all times. Maybe it's someone that mentioned that they loved your product. You should be meeting new people and putting them into your VIP group all the time. So at some point, your dream team list is going to become a problem of people. And I talk about this problem all the time. Having the problem of people can be solved, right? There are a lot of ways to meet new people, you guys. So when I look at the problem of people and problem of adding to that list, I like to just think about, when I was a teacher, I loved my students. I did not like working with my administrators, and I did not like meeting with the parents. But you know what? That was part of the job. And I had to figure out a way to make that work. And that's going to be the same thing with your Posh business. There are going to be things that you love, right? Sharing the product, telling people that they deserve it, like using the masks, whatever the things that you love are, those are the things that are going to keep you going. But guess what? You're still a big girl, and you still have to do things for your business that you might not necessarily always love. So I'm going to let you, figure out ways to deal with that problem of people, but think about all the ways you can meet new people. That's why this is a party plan business, right? Because you're always going to meet new people if you're doing parties, right? Events, you can join Facebook groups, you can ask for referrals, you can do cold sampling, you can do warm sampling, whatever you want to do. You need to always be bringing, right, the funnel. You need to be bringing people in, new people all the time. So that's step one. Make sure you always have 50 to 100 people on your list. And it should legitimately be written down somewhere. If it's not, and you've been doing this forever and you think, oh, I don't really need a list, I'm sorry, you need a list. Okay, that's step one. Step two is to be really specific and proactive. At the beginning of each month, you sit down, you write out, okay, I want this much PV, I want, this many recruits. The other thing that should go along with that plan is you're going to mark on your dream team list or switch them over to another list, and you are going to write down all of the humans that you're going to reach out to this month about joining your team. Okay, so you're going to get real specific. So I love that. Like, put it out to the universe that you want 3 recruits, but if you're not doing anything about it, it's not going to happen. It's just not. And especially this month with the huge bonus they're paying out for monthly award, you guys need to do this tonight, like ASAP. Okay, you're going to write down the specific people you're reaching out to each month. And one thing that we talk about is, 10 to 1. You're going to reach out to 10 people and have a business building conversation with them to get one person to join. Obviously, that's not always like exact, right? This isn't replicatable science. But that's something that I use as a marker, right? Like, I'm going to reach out to 30 people to get 3 recruits, or I'm going to reach out to, here's my list of these 20 people to get 2 recruits. So that kind of helps you plan your month. So that's step 2, right? You're going to write down the names of the specific people. And I'm going to tell you, that's like when it's going to get real. Well, step 3 is really when you're going to get real. Okay, Michelle said, lists really help drive me to goals. That is one thing that has made a huge difference for me, which is why I'm so passionate about like specifically writing things out. And the other thing is, if you write it down, like as opposed to typing it out or whatever, that muscle memory just like puts it in there even more. Whether you believe in affirmations or goal setting or whatever it is, like write them down. It makes a difference. Okay, step 3, why you are going to reach out to them, okay? And you're going to need to have some really specific things in mind. So make sure in this step that you are saying, why you reached out to them. And you want it to be something specific. So I don't always say, like, I want you to join my team. Okay, so you're going to reach out. Step 4. Okay, I skipped a step. Okay, why do you want them on your team? And you're going to do that reach out. And this is where I think Pat has said it. I've heard other people say it before. You're willing to has to be bigger than you're wanting to, right? This is the moment that makes the difference. This is the moment that makes the difference. You're willing to do it has to be bigger than you're wanting to. Or think about why are you doing your Posh business? For me, like, my family lives on my income. And so it becomes even bigger about like wanting to do it, right? It becomes like, I am going to reach out to these people because I'm building a life for my family, right? And thinking about those big things, and maybe yours is like, I am going to pay the grocery bill next month. That is legitimately, I started, my first goal was like, what if I could pay for half of our groceries? What if I could pay for all of our groceries? And then it just went up from there. So whatever you need to get in your mind to do this reach out, that's what you're going to do. And you are going to offer them something specific for a specific reason, okay? Maybe you have a friend that just finished, these are totally just random things I'm coming up with. So I have a friend that just finished massage school, and I was thinking about how like she's going to be sore doing these massages, and I would love for her to check out this product on my website, the Just Chillin' or whatever, or some bath salts, and I can send her samples of A, B, and C, and let her know I'm proud of her, right, for hitting that goal. Or maybe, honestly, like it's summertime. Reach out, like, share a funny meme about how many times a day you have to feed your kids in the summertime, and anyone who comments say, yeah, solidarity, sister. I have a fun like sample pack I would love to send you, because honestly, at the end of this week, I might die if I don't have a face mask, and I thought you might feel the same. Whatever it is, okay? You're going to offer them something specific for a specific reason. And you are going to, I really don't have people be like, no, don't send me any free samples, right? This is the easy part. Once you've done that initial reach out, like getting the stuff into their hands is the easy part. So that takes us into step 5. Do you guys want any more examples of like what you could say to someone? Are your wheels turning about different reasons you could reach out to someone? Maybe think about that for a minute. Okay, so then you are going to send what you said you would send when you said you would send it. And here is something really special and embarrassing moment. I told, I don't know, like 3 people last week I was going to send them a specific sample, and I didn't have a sample, and I also didn't have a full-size product that I could make samples from. Awesome! So I had to literally go back and say, Jennifer, I am so sorry. I don't have that sample with me. Can you believe it? That's insanity. I'm going to send you this instead, and I'll send you a little card with a bonus pack when it arrives. And then I'll put that one sample in my, in a card and send it with a stamp later. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And I guess maybe that's what I'm trying to get across here. Like, done is better than perfect. Okay, done is always better than perfect. So do your best to make it work. But if you make a mistake, it really is okay. Like, it really is okay. So send what you said you'd send when you said you would send it. And in that exact moment, you are going to set a follow-up date. Now, what if you're not mailing it? Okay, all the easier. Go drop it off and then set your follow-up date right then. So what does that mean? I'm going to tell Shelby, like, okay, I'm going to put this in the mail tomorrow, and I'm going to check with you on Wednesday to see what you thought. Okay, I missed the steps. Is reach out step 2? I thought we were still on step 1. Okay, I'm going to get you a list of all the steps, and I'll say them. I will say them all again. So don't worry about that, okay? It's okay. Mommy brain is so real. And yes, done is always better than perfect, okay? That, like, take it from me, because I could spend all day angsting over the message I'm typing out to someone. Is anybody else like that? Oh my gosh. At some point, I just have to bite the bullet and send it. And then I always think, why didn't I say A, B, C, D, E? But guess what? Done is better than perfect. Okay, so we just finished send what you said you'd send, when you said you'd send it, and set the follow-up. And one thing that I love about setting that follow-up right during that interaction is that then they're expecting me to check in with them. And that kind of puts you on the hook too, because you feel so awkward, right? You're like, oh my gosh, how do I follow up with this person? And of course, with their samples they are getting, do I need to go over what's in a pink packet? I can kind of briefly. The most important things you can have in their packet is, number one, in my opinion, a handwritten note where you're saying, oh, Susan, I know what it's like to have kids home in the summer. It has been absolutely crazy. I really think a lot of you, and I can't wait to hear what you think about these samples, because I really think you'd be great at Posh. You have a ton of mommy friends that all look up to you just like I do. So look all over this information and I'm going to see what you thought next week. Okay, so see what I did there is I acknowledge the specific thing and specific reason that I'm getting this specific packet to her, right? But then I'm also letting her know this isn't just about the samples. This is about the business opportunity. And this isn't you saying like, just join my team. I mean, it is, right? But you're giving her a really specific reason. You just told Susan she has a great network. What a great place to start building a business, right? With this awesome network that she has. So whatever reason that person is on your dream team list, and even if the reason is you love Posh, you use enough Posh to keep yourself in business, that's a reason, you guys. So we don't have to overcomplicate this, right? And there are a gazillion reasons that you could want someone on your team. Maybe it's just that you enjoy spending time with her. Maybe they're a gatekeeper, right? Like they're the secretary at the elementary school who controls the world, right? And they do control the world. So they're going to be able to have samples there for the teachers. They're going to, give big, fat, yummy hand creams to all the people they work with. Whatever the case may be, make sure you're telling them why they would be awesome. Okay, so now you've set that. Okay, that is in the packet, the handwritten card. The samples that you promised, unless you're like me and you were lame and you promised something you didn't have, don't do that. Learn from Shanae. And then you're also going to have, your why in there. Why do you Posh? What do you love about Posh? And a few things to include in that might be like, why did you start? Like, what in the world would make you buy that $99 kit? The other thing you should put in there is something that has changed for you because you've had this business. And I don't care if it's the thing that changed for you is now you can buy a Starbucks, 4 times a week instead of 3 times a week. I don't care what it is, right? This is about you. This isn't about some huge thing that someone else has done. This is about you. So whatever has changed for you. And then you're going to say something that you are looking forward to with your business, right? So we're kind of talking about like a little mini timeline, maybe like, this is why I joined. This is something that has changed for me. And one of the biggest things that I always talk about with my why is like, this didn't just fall into my lap. I really had to work for it. And the thing that changed was me. So that's all I can say because I get kind of emotional. And then the next thing, you're really going to want to work for, or the next thing you're excited about, maybe it's day away, maybe it's unconventional, maybe it is that you're just looking forward to the fall products because that is what keeps you going is, the fall scents and that time of year makes you happy. Whatever it is, I don't care. Okay, your why. So those 3 things, something personal about you and your business, the samples, and then that handwritten note that's about her. And I think that's something that we really forget about when we're reaching out to people to hit goals, or when we're reaching out to people to join our team, it's not about you. Okay? This interaction, it is not about you. It is about her. It is about what this business could possibly do for her. And great, yeah, if she jumps in and sells, $5 gazillion of Posh, that is really going to help you. But if you're making it about you and you're sounding desperate and you're sounding, like this is what you have to have, that is going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. This needs to be about her. Okay, so the follow-up. What do we do with the follow-up? A couple of things. Of course, you're going to say, hey, today's the day. I'm reaching out. I hope you've had a chance to use the samples. I like to say, which one was your favorite? Or how did this make you feel? So that I'm not just saying, did you like the samples? They're going to say yes or no, right? I'm trying to get a feel. I want something besides a yes or no answer so that we can keep this conversation going, right? And you're also going to ask her, did you have a chance to look over the other information? Or if she is talking about placing an order, I always say, like, the best value is the kit, and you have a great opportunity to start building off that network, or whatever it is I had originally told her. Why, right? Why? So that is going to be your follow-up. Now listen, it is okay if someone says no. You guys, it's okay if someone tells you no. That is part of this business. They are not rejecting you. They're not rejecting, the idea of it ever. Okay? I hear no a lot before I hear yes. So if they say, I did, but I really don't want to start a business, you are always welcome to ask, what do you think would hold you back from that? And if she's just like, ew, I just don't want to do anything like this ever. Okay, that's one thing. But, if she's presenting to you, I don't have time. You could talk about the different ways it fits into your life, right? So this is a conversation. And actually, it's so funny because Leah Dalton uses the example of like just hitting a whole bunch of tennis balls at someone, right? Sometimes we tend to do that, like, oh, this is why you should join, and we give them 5,000 reasons. We want this to be a back and forth interaction. You're going to hit the ball. They're going to hit the ball back to you. Okay? This is a gentle conversation, a back and forth where you're asking questions and she's giving you an answer. This is something we're working on really hard with my son. He's autistic, and so I'm always like, you're talking at me. Remember, it has to be like tennis. You say something and you have to wait for me. So you guys, that's a skill we're all still working on. Make sure you're listening. Listening is key to success in these follow-ups. So what if they do say no? What if they do say no? What if they're like, no, I don't want to do that? Then you can talk to them, give them another call to action, right? The first call to action you gave them because the specific reason you're reaching out to them is to have them join your team. That didn't work out, okay? Maybe your second call to action is, okay, well, would you be willing, do you have some other friends that would like the packet I gave you? Okay, now she's going to become a hostess. Still no. Okay, that's great. Let me know. I'm placing an order Friday. Just so you guys know, I'm always placing an order Friday. Always, because that's such an easy line to use with people, to get them to place their first order, to get them to jump off the fence and try their first Poshy thing. So those are your calls to action. If that is still a no, okay, well, can I put you in my VIP group so that you can see, when your sample is on sale? Okay. If all of that is a no, still be gracious. My goodness, they gave you their time. Still be so gracious, right? And make sure that it's about them. Oh, I can tell, like, now isn't the best time for you. I totally get that. And I really appreciate your honest review of the products. I still think, you're fabulous because A, B, C, D. And then make sure that you talk to her again after that, okay? Like, don't just move on into the sunset and never build that relationship with this person, which is step number 7. To keep building your list and that specific relationship. If there are people that have been on my dream team list and they say no to me, I go find them in my Facebook feed and I click see first, right? Do you guys know how you can change those settings? See first. I comment on their posts. I try to work on my relationship with them. If I see them out and about, I'm always sure to say, hey, right? I want to keep building this relationship because you never know when someone's going to jump in and say yes. Okay. A no isn't a no forever. My sign up last month was from a check-in of a pink packet sent in January. The relationship we built since her no had grown and changed to a yes. No. What is that about? See first. Okay, I'm not sure that I understood that comment, so let me know specifics on that. So let's go back through and talk about all these steps. And then how are you guys feeling about that, right? Because now you know exactly what to do. You know what to do if they say no. You know what to do. If they say yes, then you're going to go into your onboarding process. Okay, that's just letting me know we only have a few minutes left, which is good. I actually have not upgraded my Zoom specifically because I could talk for 5 million hours, and this way it keeps me to a limit. Oh, see first. Oh, about Facebook. Yes. Okay. So if you go to their profile, you can check and see. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where it is. If you go to, click on their name and then their pictures up here, right? Underneath, it'll say friends or acquaintances or whatever. You can change the settings so that you see them. You are saying to the algorithm, I always want to see their posts. So that's going to help you build that relationship. And you really want to encourage people to do that in your VIP group as well, so that they are seeing your posts, because algorithms are the worst. And you can't trick algorithms, just so you guys know. There are things you can do, but really it's just that honest engagement and, specific posts that work. Okay, any other questions? If not, I'm going to go back and tell you my 7 steps. They're not totally mine, they're Jesse's and Eric's, but I've adapted a little. So step 1, work on your list. You need to have your list. Step 2, at the beginning of every single month, write down these specific people you're reaching out to, okay? There is no excuse for not writing that list, people. Do it. Number 3, you're going to make sure that you have your why. Why are you reaching out to them? Why do you want to? And you're going to reach out, okay? This is where you're saying, Jennifer, hey, I saw your funny post about your dog yesterday. I was cracking up. Goodness, excuse me. Whatever it is, okay? Number 4, you're going to offer something specific for a specific reason, right? Number 5, you're going to send what you said you would send, when you said you would send it, and set the follow-up. That is like a tongue twister and a half, but it's a really important step. And don't forget that part about setting the follow-up. Then you're going to follow up. And then you're going to use those call to actions, right? Are they going to join? Are they going to be a hostess? Are they going to place an order? Or are they going in your VIP group? And you're going to click see first so you can start building that relationship more and more. And number 7 is to keep building your list and that relationship. And that is really where the work comes in. That's really where the work comes in, is that relationship building. And I hate to tell you this, and if you didn't know it, welcome. You are in the business of people. You are in the business of people, right? We're in the business of pampering, but who are we pampering? People. So make sure that you are always checking in with yourself about and being realistic about how many new people are you talking to? How many new people are you poshing? That needs to be a priority, that you're always checking yourself with your business. Okay, do you guys have any specific scenarios? And I can unmute. Let me find the people who are here. Oh, we got a few more people. I just take off and start talking. So you can unmute yourself and ask any questions, or you can use chat. I will say I'm not the most fabulous recruiter ever. Like that, this is something that's really hard for me, and that's why I continue to train on it, because the more I read, the more I learn, the more that is really going to help me, I know, in my personal business. And as a leader, my business really has to come first, because if I'm not working my personal business, I can't help my girls work their personal business. So, okay, if you guys don't have any questions, we can end it, because we're at 3 minutes left on my Zoom. Hey, thank you so much for jumping on. I will share this graphic and a YouTube link. I'll upload this to YouTube so you can share it with your teams. I hope it was helpful. I hope that this is something that, if you're not sure where to start, that this is a system you can always refer to for oh yeah, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? Anybody can do this. Seriously, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I love you all. I hope it was helpful. How do you do your hair? Oh goodness, it's a hot mess. You're the sweetest. I love you all. Mwah!